Hey, good morning, everybody, or afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. Thanks for joining us today. And Nitro Frog over on Twitch, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. And to the guys on the YouTube chat, Nick, Kevin, Pat, and I don't see him typing in the chat, but I believe we also have Maxim T checking in as well. Oh, way too early for you, Nitro Frog? Well, it's 8 a.m. for me. I know it's afternoon for the guys. Oh, you're a little bit further west than I am. Okay. I know it's early afternoon for the guys over in Europe. But we're pretty much ready to get going. So today we are continuing our tour of Norway. Oh, hi Brian. How are you doing? And we're going to be heading... oh, there he is. Captain Vlan or Maxim T on the Discord. Hello. We're heading from Kristiansand, where we are right now, up to Bergen on the coast. So the weather right now here where we are is actually not too bad, though the clouds are starting to come in. It was clearer a little while ago. I'll throw the weather into the chat. So as you can see, winds are currently 230 at 3 knots. We're going to be taking off on runway 21. We got few clouds at 3,700 feet, 4 degrees, QNH of 1032. And where we are heading in Bergen, however, the weather is not as good. So I'll get the weather for there because we're only an hour and a bit to get there. So as you can see, the winds are 160, 24 gusting to 35. Few cloud at 1,500, broken at 2,000, 6 degrees. Significant winds. There's no significant changes, but we do have remarks that winds at 1,200 feet are 31 gusting 42. Yikes. That could be a little bit of turbulent. And it is listed as marginal VFR. So we're going to be flying completely IFR flight for this one. And it'll take us in. So we're going to be doing the Bedik 8 Bravo departure out of Kristiansand here, and we will be doing the Badab 2 November arrival, and we're going to be flying into the ILS for runway 17. It's the ILS Whiskey for runway 17, because we're going to be sending down through the clouds, and of course we're going to have the fjords and everything around us, so we're going to make sure we're doing good. You got a busy morning, Brian? Oh, that's okay. Well, thanks for dropping by and saying hi. Nitro Frog, you're out in central Canada. Yeah, I'm in Ontario. Myself. Okay, let's jump on board and we can get ourselves ready to go. So first thing we're going to do is move to the back of the aircraft and close that door, since we do not have flight crew on the aircraft. It's basically the pilot and myself, or myself and the first officer, and we'll go up to the cockpit. We'll get the safety thingy out of the way, and we can go through our checks. So parking brakes are set. Emergency fuel switches are both in the normal position. Fuel selector is in the normal position. Fuel boost pumps are both off. Radios are off. Cabin lights and signs. We'll get the fasten seat belt, the no smoking. We'll arm the emergency exits. That's good. We'll throw on the position light. Pitot heat is currently off. Flaps are up. Fuel levers, Fuel levers are in the Go back there. No, not you. You. Fuel levers are in the cutoff position. Propellers are fully back. Throttles are fully back. Ignition switch is in the normal position. And we'll turn on the battery and the DC master. And everything will come online. So we can come down here to the GPS. We'll see the route is in place here. And we're going to be heading up this way and heading up to Bergen. Oh, thanks for the follow, Nitro Frog. Appreciate it. I'm not sure why it's got me looping around here, but we'll sort that out eventually. What we want to do is, while we're on the ground, we'll tune in the ILS for runway 17 up at Bergen. So the ILS frequency is 109.9. So we'll come down here to the VLOC. We're going to switch down 1099 is now entered. We'll throw that in. I'm also going to tune on VOR to the Fesland VOR, which is the VOR at the airport, 115.55. That's going to come down into nav 2 here. Let's get the push. There we go. And again, that's 115.55. And we'll switch that over. So that's now active. All right. Now, the other question is, do we have a radio beacon? We have a VOR. Is there any NDBs? Not seeing any NDBs at the airport. I'm going to take a quick look on the en route chart, see if there's anything there. VORs. No NDBs in the area, so I'm not too worried about that at the moment. So that is all good. So we are ready to start engines, and then we can let them warm up. So we're going to be starting right engine first. So the boost pump will come on, and up to the start switch. Hopefully they'll get the engine sound outside sorted. There's the engine spinning. We'll add fuel. Up she comes. Oh, you're in Manitoba? Cool. Manitoba's pretty central to Canada. Alright. So that's that engine up. We have good pressures and temperatures and everything else. So we're going to go over to the left engine. We'll stay inside for this one, and we'll take a view from seat 1 Alpha. There's the prop spin, adding fuel. There we go. Looking good. So both engines are up and running. After start checklist. Power liters are back. We're going to go full forward on the props. Generators are coming on. Engines are all looking good, and we have temperatures and pressures all coming up. Compasses and gyros are set. We'll go over to the overheads. Now generators are on. Anti-collision light is on. Heating's in auto, bleed air is on. Windshield heat is now on. And it does not like this view for moving the mouse around, I'll tell you that. And we're going to turn the de-icer boots to auto. Then we're going to be into the clouds a bit, and we'll leave everything else where it sits at the moment. So while we're warming up, we'll take a quick look at the flight plan for today. As you can see, we're just now crossing over the southern tip here of Norway. So we are currently parked here at the terminal. We're going to taxi out here on Yankee. We're going to go all the way out to Charlie. We'll take off from the Charlie threshold. If we come down here and we look at the takeoff distance from taxiway Bravo on runway 21, we have just over 3,000 feet. So we're going to be going a little bit further. So this will give us about 3,500 feet. Plenty of room for the Twin Otter to take off. On the takeoff, we're going to be flying down here on the Bergen 8 Bravo. So we're going to make a series of right-hand turns, fly past the airport, up here and up to Bergen. From there, as we saw, we're going to carry on this way up to the fjords, and then we're going to fly up on the Bergen to November, up along the edge here, just keeping inside of all the low terrain. 6,000 feet is our cruise, which is our kind of our minimum as we come along here. We're then going to do this arc over and then head south, descending down. We'll be at 4,000 feet at Gilva. At that point, we are going to switch over to our approach. We'll be making a right-hand turn, and we'll come in dropping to 3,000 feet for Bablu, and then dropping to 2,400 feet for the ILS capture, 7.1 miles out, and we'll be landing. When we get to Bergen, this is a fairly major airport. We're coming in on runway 17. It's going to be a left-hand departure off the runway, and we're going to be parking up at the north end here by Terminal 1 and in one of these spots here, 50 to 56. So that's where we're going to be. You can't see. Oh. That would help, wouldn't it? Alright, let's run through this again very quickly. Sorry, I brought it up and forgot to switch it on. So here we are at the terminal. We're going to come down to Yankee, take Yankee to Charlie. That'll give us about 3,500 feet for the takeoff. More than enough. We got a good significant headwind anyway. We're then going to be flying the Bergen 8 Alpha. We're going to come down this way, make a series of right-hand turns, and then head up towards Bergen. From there, we're going to be flying across the southern tip of Norway, past Stavanger, up along the fjords here. We're going to be on the Bergen to November arrival, 6,000 feet. As we come in, we want to maintain that 6,000 feet all the way up to BR 624. And we're going to do the arc around, and then we're going to make a hard left, come down to 4,000 feet for Gilva. At that point, we switch over to the approach, make a right-hand turn down to 3,000 feet for Bablu. When we come on to the ILS, we'll drop down to 2,400 feet for the arrival, or for the ILS intercept, down the glide path. Once we land here on 17, we'll probably get off at either A3 or A4, and we're going to be parking right here, which, as you can see, will be at the north end of the parking ramps at Terminal 1, either gate 50 through 56. Those will be the gates there. Alright, well, it's twice through for me, so I know where I'm going. All good. So that's the plan, and it should be pretty good. We're estimating about an hour and 20 minutes flight time, and we'll see how that goes. So the aircraft is all warmed up now. Everyone is seated in the back. We're going to set our turn on our transponder, and we'll set our usual flying code of 5666, and we're going to set 6,000 feet into the autopilot for our altitude for today, and we're going to come in and set our QNH of 10 1032. Oh, it's already set. 1032. Excellent. So we are ready to go. We have our clearance. We've got a couple of floaties here. We got Pat. There's Kevin, Nick. There's Captain Ivan. And if anyone wants to join, let's get back inside where it's quieter. If anyone wants to join us, these flights are community flights. All my live streams are done as community flights. You're more than welcome to join. Some of them are done on multiplayer, such as this one. Some of them are done on VATSIM. And we fly everything from small general aviation airplanes to regional aircraft to big airliners on long-haul flights. So there's always something going on that you're more than welcome to join in on. If you come over to our Discord, we'll get the Discord link up once again. You can get all the information about when we fly, what we're flying, the airports, the times, the aircraft, all that good stuff. I'll do a quick brake check. Yep, brakes are working. And again, we're going right down to the end here. We won't go on Bravo, we'll go Charlie, just give us an extra couple hundred feet. Alright, so the link is in the chat. You can also find us on Discord by just searching Digital Flight Deck. So the glide path looks clear. Oh, Nitro Frog, you just started? Oh yeah, it's good. Did you do much flight simming before? So we're here at the runway. Everything is warmed up. So fuel quantity is checked. Fuel pumps are confirmed on. Trim tabs are down and set. Flight instruments are all good and checked. Radios are all set. Propellers are fully forward. Auto feather is on. Flaps are 10 degrees for takeoff. Engine instruments are all checked. Pitot heat is on. Taxi light on as well. Flight controls. Full up, full down, full right, full left, and rudders both sides. Alright, transponder is on. Altitude, landing lights are now on. Yep. All caution lights are on as required. And yep, we're good there. And we're clear to take the runway. So, glide path is clear. Well, Nitro Frog, if you want to try some multiplayer and have fun with that, or if you have any questions, come over to the Discord. We've got a lot of people with a lot of experience in the sims and a lot with aircraft and stuff. And if you have any actual flying questions, I've flown in real life, so the questions are always there. Or the answers are always there, or we can find them and help you find them anyway. And it's always good to have people come along. And again, we fly all different types of things, and it's more fun flying with friends and doing some exciting things. All right, so we'll swing ourselves around here, get a better view. Alrighty, here we are lined up. Alright, coming up on the power. Bringing the engine torque pressure up to about 45 inches. There we go. Airspeed's live. 70 knots. Pulling back. And up we go. They had plenty of room on the runway. Alright, so we're climbing out. Everything's looking good. Gonna bring the propellers back to 90% for the climb. Turn on our autopilot in a second. I just want to get that heading bug around. There we go. So autopilot's on. We'll go into heading mode. And we're going to climb at 1,600 feet per minute, which is roughly its best rate of climb. Go into nav mode and V-lock. Over to GPS. And we are on our way out on the departure. There's everybody taking off. So I'm just watching why it wants to do that loop. May have to intercede, but the best climb rate for this aircraft is 85 knots. We're at 90 now, which is pretty good. But, I'll bring the engines up to 45. We'll keep edging that power up just to make sure we're getting the best performance out of the aircraft. Some nice weather down here, but on the once we get around the bottom point of Norway, it looks like the winds are really going to pick up. There's 1,000 to go, passing through 5,000 feet. There's some of the clouds we're going to be flying into, which is why I wanted to make sure we had the window heat on so we don't get icing. Alright, so the climb check. So the flaps are up, auto feather light will come off. Climb power is set, landing lights will come off. We'll get the taxi light off as well. Interesting, yeah. I don't know, Kevin. You must have the super twin Otter. Anyway, you can see on the nav we're going to start making that turn. And we're going to head out to CN 502 waypoint in a second. This is more for airliners, the big curve. We're actually doing a much sharper corner here. There's 6,000 feet, so we can go into cruise power. So we're going to bring the torque pressure back to 40 inches, and the propellers will come back to 76%. There we go. There's Kevin making the turn in front of us. Are you still seeing me as a Cherokee, Kevin? And there we are making the turn ourselves. I'll bring that engine power back. got the go faster stripes on it. Well, it's that polka dot pattern you're running there, the Flybe. Alright, so we're heading to CN 502. CN, these are waypoints around the airport, GPS waypoints, CN taken from the last two letters of the airport identifier, ENCN. Oh, Nitro Frog, hey, good to see you. Well, now you can see everything in chat. So now that, oh, and thanks for the sub on YouTube. So, again, when we hit 350 subscribers, I have a special flight lined up that'll take place on a Saturday, and it will be a special celebration flight, something unique. I've got it all worked out, so. Okay, so it's water. Okay, that's fine. I don't know why we had that little issue at the beginning there. So now that we're basically into the cruise and we're at altitude, tune in the local radio station. Well, let me just check something. Now that you've subbed, I want to make sure that the loyalty program has you properly accredited. Yeah, an SSD should help you with that, Brian. I'm running off SSDs, and I find it is a big help. Let's see if I can it's not quite finding you in the program yet. We'll give it a few minutes. We do have a loyalty program here, so if you're active watching and on YouTube and active in the chat, you get points, and you can redeem those points for various things, as you'll see people do throughout the stream, such as food and beverage. Yeah, that's a long time. We have a few minutes. Nowhere near that bad, though. Alright, we're just watching the engines here, keeping that 40. Alright, so I'm going to just keep an eye. So after 504, we should turn left to D-Rob. Keep an eye on that just to make sure that's what we do. There's some of that cloud coming up. So we do have the anti-ice on, so it shouldn't be an issue, and the windshield heat is going. We are local time and local weather, so this is what it's like over this part of Norway at this current point in time. Alright, there's a turn to 504. After 504, like I said, it should be a left turn to about 304 degrees. So I'm just going to make sure the heading's there. And monitor that. Okay, Nitro Frog, yeah, it gave you the 200 points for subscribing. And it actually did it for your Twitch account too. 200 for following over there. So, yeah, doesn't. I don't know. I'm not sure if it works through Twitch or not. Oh, let's give that a test. I mean, it seems to be watching. Just did a little test redeem over on Twitch. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to read it, but because everything seems to go into YouTube. I'm going to have to figure that out, see if I can get the Streamlabs stuff going into Twitch as well. So we're at 140 knots, which is our selected cruising speed. And everything is good. So we have 149 miles to go. So Nitro Frog, here is the, well, let's do it this way. Here's all the commands, the top level commands anyway. There's some sub commands buried in there, but that'll get you started. So it looks like we're going to make the left turn. I'm just watching the GPS here. It looks like that has kind of sorted itself out. I don't know what that box is. So we're looking good there.
It's just common sense. A flexi line by Capital Direct allows you.
All right, let's get some different music up on the radio.
So you can do all the things you've been dreaming about, like that dream kitchen renovation. It's the smart move that allows you to take only what you want when you want it. Whether you could use 50,000, 1.5 million, or even 3 million.
I don't know. I'm feeling wintry.
Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW Capital.
I haven't been to Kemptville in a long time. The last time I was up in the Ottawa area, I was basically in Carp. Didn't get too much into town. Actually, to be technically correct, the last time I was there, I was on right downtown, right at Parliament. I was up there for a rally a couple of years ago. But got a good view of Kevin over there in his Flybe. But no, I haven't been to Kemptville. I don't believe I've been to that bakery. It shows up very nice. Might come back up to Ottawa in the summer. We'll see. So, where are we? Well, that's interesting little crossover maneuver we got going here. See that low cloud layer that they mentioned? Typical winter weathers are not high, but they're rather thick along the altitude that they start at. We don't get a lot of towering storms in the colder weather, but we do get some build up. And you can see the frozen waters down below. Oh, I was there for a protest a couple years ago. Nothing illegal, on foot, properly organized. Oh, multiplayer bug. Gonna hope to get that fixed with the new update next week. So a little while ago, I was doing some. Actually, when we did the long haul flight on Tuesday, down to Saint Martin from Vancouver, I was doing some flight planning work. Let's get a view outside. Yeah, it's okay. I was doing some flight planning work for the DHC-6 World Tour. And there's two legs that were over 10 hours in length. One I managed to break up, and 4-5 hour legs. The other one is there's no way to break it up. There's nothing. Literally, from where we take off to where we land, there's nothing. So it's a 10-hour leg, not taking into account winds. So I'm hoping the fact that we are flying with the wind means we'll have a good tailwind for the flight, and we should bring us in around 8 hours, which, as we know, I can do an 8-hour flight on the sim without it starting to eat itself with the memory leaks or whatever the hell's going on. So there's going to be one leg, and I'll mention it when we get there, but it's not going to be the authentic actual leg. I'm actually going to break it into two. Because I know everyone likes doing a couple hours, but I mean, doing any longer than 5 or 6 hours, it starts to get to you after a while. Got some nice views. See what they're looking at from inside. So this is similar to where I sat in the Q400 the first time I flew in one of those. I wanted to see. I've flown in the 100s and 300s of the Dash 8s, and I wanted to see how much quieter the 400 was. So I took a seat by the engine. I was pretty impressed. It's a good aircraft for short flights. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Although I saw something that said it was going to come out on Monday, on the 28th, so not sure exactly when it's being released, but the beginning of next week, a couple days. So our ground speed's 134. We were showing about 140. So we got a bit of a headwind going here. Well, Brian, that's why I don't mind doing longer flights in like the Airbus or the or even the 787, although I think my waypoints are really far apart. It has a tendency to go into that 360 mode, but it didn't do it from Vancouver to Saint Martin, I think because the waypoints were closer together. But at least with that, and not being on VATSIM is a big thing too, is that you can get up and leave. You can go do stuff. I was doing flight planning for the other flights. I was working on some stuff I have to do, legal stuff for something I'm working on. I think I got up and did the dishes at one point. So, I mean, there's plenty of stuff you can do to break that up. Certainly, you're not going to sit in front of the computer for the entire time. The thing with the DC-6 and the way we're doing it for a lot of these flights is because we're navigating VOR to VOR, the way they would have done it back then. Yeah, it's a little bit more intensive. The good thing with the long over the ocean flights, and the same as we did when we crossed from Newfoundland to England back in the third leg, I think it was I can just set a heading and let it go, and I'm monitoring the flight on another screen, so I know if we're off course. But at least then you can still get up and go do stuff. You don't have to worry about naviging too much. I just say it's over to the other two guys in the cockpit doing star shots, and they're the ones navigating for us. Yeah, I was wondering why the 787 was doing it. And I noticed, I went back and took a look. And it seems that I had a couple legs that were like 400 plus miles. And I think it was doing it then, so I think it gets a little confused. When we did the flight, the Vancouver to Saint Martin, it was an 8-hour flight. Well, I think I was just under 7 hours in the air, but so 7-hour flight, but the legs were shorter. There wasn't anything really more than 300 miles, so I think, or 300 to 400 miles. I think it was easier for it to handle, and it didn't wander for the entire flight. It was always point to point. I had another issue with it when it dumped my whole flight plan, and I had to manually put it in. But other than that, it seemed to work fairly well. So I was okay with that. So we're still technically on the departure. We head up to the next waypoint. I actually loaded up the fly-by-wire A320 for the first time in a while, and was listening to the cockpit sounds. Pretty cool. It's actually going to make an appearance on the next series that we start. Probably going to run on Friday nights for me, for Europe, Friday afternoons. But we'll be back on the A320 and VATSIM for that series. Yeah, it looks pretty snowy down there. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce these names. Kristiansand. big, it's the name of the town we're coming up to. That's coming right below us here. But I'm not going to try to butcher these Norwegian names. But it's a beautiful day here in Norway. Take a quick look outside. We can see there's Pat. Nick's going for altitude here. Kevin's somewhere out here. Yeah, Brian, I know. I've done a couple evening streams, just random pickups and flying in North America and then CRJ and stuff. With me, it was always because I started flying with EasyJet Sim Pilot on his schedule, and I've just kind of fallen in. And the guys that I was flying there with, I mean, Nick and Dark and Pat and all these guys have joined in on my stuff, but they're all over there, so it's kind of to make sure they're available. I got to do, and time isn't an issue for me because I'm retired, but it's puts my streams in the afternoon. And then the reason why the Saturday Sunday ones are so early, especially when we do the longer streams, is so that it's not running too late over for those guys over there. But all in all, it just comes down to being able to fly with friends and have some fun and fly to some cool places. We don't get to go that often. Ooh, definitely got some weather coming up. Let's just take a look at our anti-ice options. So we're going to turn on the, I mean, our temperature right now is -8. I think we're going to turn on the prop and engine intakes. Don't need any inspection lights. I'm not going to worry about the intake deflector. It's not that bad, and we don't have like freezing rain that I have to worry about. I'll leave the icer boots on auto. They're in slow. Inner wing, and we'll just watch for icing. Yeah, that's going to be, I believe, Nick, you'll know. Was his 10,000 subscribers stream the one when we did the 4 legs in one day? We did like the real ops thing, and we went on 4 different legs. I'm trying to remember if that was that one. That was a pretty cool one, because I remember he crashed for the 4th leg. Alright, so I'm not seeing any ice on there. But again, we are going to be running through the clouds a bit. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what he does there. That's going to be interesting. Definitely have to watch on that, and see if I can participate on that one. Can't see a thing out the front now. So this leg we're doing here from Bedek to Badab is the only en route portion. When we hit Badab, we're on to the Star. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That 4-leg hop. I enjoyed that. Oh, Kevin just popped back in front of me. Yeah, it can be busy. If anyone remembers back when we did that charity flight for that guy whose grandfather was really sick or whatever, I think there was 140 aircraft take off out of that one airport to fly that route. That was quite the thing. I think we were an hour and a half on the ground before we got in the air, just taxiing out in a line of aircraft. That was pretty wild. And just the other day when we flew into Copenhagen from, I think it was we flew in there from Dublin on the Monday night streams, the European capitals. I got routed around for spacing, and they did a good job. There was a bunch of us, so there was an event going on or something, and a whole whack of aircraft flying in. Hey Willie, how you doing? You're back. So, had an interesting flight in a windstorm, did you? I would say though the windiest landing I have had myself was flying into Bermuda, looking out the passenger window and being able to see the runway, and thinking to myself, well, that's quite the crab angle if I'm watching the runway. And from what I've seen on videos and stuff, oh man, that was nothing compared to what's been going on over in the UK and some places in Europe over the last couple days. Let's just do a quick inspection of the airplane. Alright, we're looking good. Don't seem to be picking up any ice. I do have the anti-ice on. Okay, Brian, well, thanks for dropping by. Have a good day. We'll catch you on the next one. So you were, Willie, you were down and back on the same day? So that would have been two interesting landings. Oh, you came back last night. So, oh, you were there for a couple days. I do like night flights. One of the best ones I had, I flew down to, where was it going? Somewhere in Florida. It wasn't the Caribbean, but the route we ended up taking because of storms, we went out over the Atlantic. And the side I was sitting on in the plane, I was looking back to the coast. And it was a late flight. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And looking out as we flew out over the Atlantic southwards along the coast, I could watch the electrical storm in the clouds and see all the lightning and everything. And we were off the coast out of the storm, but it was an amazing view for the flight down. And you could see all the lights of the cities and stuff on the ground, and then this lightning storm going on above. It was pretty impressive. Yeah, Nitro Frog, no problem. What plane have you been trying out? We're out here over a very rugged portion of southern Norwegian countryside. Definitely not somewhere we want to put down in case of an emergency. Ah, okay, the Trinidad. Nice airplane. So we can't really see it, but we are getting close to the, I guess it's still the North Sea up this far north, the North Sea coast. Passing over all these deep valley lakes. Somewhere out there is where we're headed. And Nick's gone high. Looks like he's got the lead on us now. So we're heading into Bergen. Bergen's a fairly sizable city on the coast. I know there's a university there that a lot of people go to. Cruise ship port, a lot of cruise ships go in there. There's some, apparently you can take a gondola up into the hills and you get some amazing views down onto the town. Communities down here in the valleys. It's monitoring everything. Still got 40 inches of pressure. Temperatures are good. 76% on the props. Overall RPMs are good. Our fuel flow is good. Fuel levels are good. Ground speed of 136, and we've got an indicated of 135, so we're not getting any bonus tailwind at the moment. And we got like a bit of a crab, so we're about a 90-degree crosswind right now. Yeah, as it stands right now, Willie, I'm good. We'll chat and organize. I don't know if you want to do a pre-test check or whatever, but yeah, we'll touch base this week. Nitro Frog. That would be. It's one of the numbered terrain texture detail ones. I think it's you get like the 2x2, 4x4, 8x8. I think if you check that one, and also your terrain level of detail, I think it's kind of a combination in there. I'll tell you, Willie, it was hard to figure one out that fit in within your time requirements. Hi, Scott. How are you doing today? There's not a lot of airports up there, and once you're into the mountains, your routing is kind of restricted. But I think I found one that I haven't done before, and it looks pretty good. So hopefully it works out well. Carries? Is that Shark Kitty? Ah, where are you headed today in the 340? Looks like my VOR2 was picking something up there for a second. Oh, the artist. Yeah. Well, let me know when you do get that test done, how you find it, and if anything, if any adjustments need to be made. But I think Shark Kitty and I looked at it, and it seems to fit in and look good. Manchester to Dubai. That's what, 6 hours?
Go to outbuycredits.ca to get started. Some conditions apply.
Gotcha, Willie. Man, that's some dark cloud ahead. So since we're, what are we? 10 miles from the entry point into the star. Let me get the current weather. Well, it's shorter. Still marginal. So there's the current weather we're heading into. 160 at 19. Broken cloud at 2,000 feet. 6 degrees, QNH 1025, so we might as well dial that in now. There we go. 1025. Whoa. There's some turbulence. Remarks wind, it's still got that 32 gusting 44 at 1,200 feet. That's going to create some bumpy flying. So basically off in this direction of Stavanger, and shortly we're going to be making the turn left. So we got the sea just out that way a little bit. Definitely getting bounced around here. I think we told the passengers to leave their seatbelt signs on. Definitely picking up the VOR on VOR 2, or picking up a VOR anyway. What is the heading going to be? VOR is right off the end of the runway, so 170 we should be able to turn that to for an indicator. Should pick it up as heading, yeah, heading 2. That's gone heading from, so I don't think that's the same VOR, but it's alright. Area 170. Yeah, Willie flies the P28. I guess it's a 28T, the Turbo Arrow. There's the water, a few outer islands, and then North Sea out there. So I'm going to start swinging around shortly to the north. That's the town of Stavanger, just out over this way. And this is Jorpland. Kind of iced in here. You can see the melt point along the between, I guess, the river and the sea here. Yeah, I think it's the Just Flight one. Yeah, there's Stavanger there, on the other side of the hills there. In a second, we're going to make our right turn, and this is the entry into the star. There we go. Definitely got some ice building up on our wipers there. Engines are still good. Tail surfaces. We're not worried too much about icing at the moment. So the ground speed's picking up a bit, so we've got a push now from that wind. So we got to maintain 6,000 feet for most of the star here. Keep us out of the terrain. You can see as we're flying over, some higher stuff coming. Hey, Dark, how you doing? No worries. Real life always takes priority. Ooh, that's dark cloud out that way. Gap in the sunshine here before we hit this cloud bank. So B624. That's where we got to actually keep 6,000 feet even further than that. Get some pretty, well, depending on the clouds, pretty good fjord action here. much we're going to see given the weather says it's a broken, well, it's a broken layer. May be able to see through some holes. So for anyone who doesn't know, the Twin Otter can actually go up pretty high. When we did the flight around Mount Everest, we were up at 22,000 feet. The aircraft has a service ceiling of 25,000 feet. So we flew into Lukla, 9,500 feet up the side of a mountain. Be a pretty scenic place in the summer, but I don't know, short days, cold, snowy in the winter, not for me.
It's just common sense. A flexi line by Capital Direct allows you to manage your funds more effectively and give you that financial peace of mind. Think of it as secure lending, so you can do all the things you've been dreaming about, like that dream kitchen renovation. It's the smart move.
So we're just going to bounce along the top of the clouds here.
Whether you could use 50,000, 1.5 million, or even
Makes for a bumpy trip.
cash is available to you. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL.
So that's UTC. Sure, Norway is probably an hour ahead. Probably 3:15 in the afternoon. Some of the terrain down there. Again, we'll be flying to the east side of the airport and then doing a big arc north of it to bring ourselves down to land on runway 17. Yeah, I figured it was about an hour. So you must be starting to notice your days getting longer. Pat, since you've got the more, well, it's a more extreme swing than I have, that I've been noticing. It's definitely getting brighter a lot earlier. Looks like we're going back into the clouds again. It's interesting, you know, you can't fly through clouds VFR and you can't fly above clouds VFR because you've got to be able to see the ground at all times. But I don't know about around the rest of the world, but in Canada we got a rating called VFR over the top, which basically means if your departure and arrival airports are VFR, then you can fly over a cloud deck to get between the two. So you can technically be flying without reference to the ground as long as your arrival airport is in the clear VFR conditions. Plus, you need GPS on the aircraft. You couldn't do it by map and compass because you couldn't see anything. It's kind of interesting. I never did that rating, but it seemed like an interesting one that they had, as it created a few more options. It's the same as we have a separate night rating in the States. It's part of your main license. You learn about night flying, but because we're further north and we get longer days, or longer days without a lot of light, like in the winter, we have a separate rating for that. I did used to like night flying. It's pretty quiet and peaceful. And usually the weather's a lot nicer because it calms down at night. Plus, you can do neat things like when you come into major airports and they're dead because it's like 1 in the morning or 2 in the morning. They'll sometimes guide you right over top of them to shorten your travel distance. So I've flown over Toronto a couple times in the middle of the morning, 2 or 3 o'clock. Just cut right over top of it, and because there's just a few cargo flights in and out. So the controllers are like, yeah, we'll bring you across rather than having you go all the way around and adding another 20 minutes to your flight. Plus, it's pretty cool seeing all the lights and everything. Alright, so I'm going to turn you down to 170. There. Right now we're just traveling up the coast. We got the North Sea on that side. We got all the fjords. We're flying over higher mountains and higher terrain elevations off this way. So we're just kind of skirting the edges of where these mountains start. You can see a lot of the hillage, or the cloud that we're having to fly in and out of. Yeah, we're not seeing temperature rises yet. I mean, we haven't had any really cold days here. We're still in the minuses. We had a good storm the other day. Lasted about 6 hours. Got a lot of snow on the ground. It's -7 right now, and well, maybe it is starting to warm up into March. See a few +2s, +3s. Still -8 to -10 at night. gotta. Oh, Kevin, that's horrible. So, over the years, there's been 5 or 6 days where we'll get temperatures down to almost in the minus 40s. Down in where I am in southern Ontario, you get a lot more in the minus 30 range, mid minus 20s. But this year we haven't really had all that much. In the way of minuses. I think we've had a few in the teens. Minus 10, minus 20, maybe. But we haven't really had the absolute cold that we usually get. The prairies, oh yeah, they get hammered.
Optimum wins are some of my favorite messages. Here's a great one.
Hey PC, I got $65 off when I redeemed 50,000 points. That's an extra $15. I love the Shoppers Drug Mart bonus redemption event.
We love it too. Hand cream and nail polish.
Yeah.
Piling up the PC Optimum.
I've been colder.
That's how we make things
I've been
better.
down in,
PC
I think,
Optimum
close to minus
in
60.
store and online.
That was
Redemption
far up
runs
north in the middle of
February 25th
February.
to March 2nd.
Many years
Exclusive to
ago.
Shoppers Drug Mart. Restrictions apply. Details in store.
Might even get an updated MEDAR in a minute. Yeah, well, I was up in the Arctic. Believe it or not, I was sleeping in a tent too at the time. Yeah. Nick, my aunt says the same thing. Oh, it was freezing last night. I was like, -2. So I still go in a t-shirt in -2. Alright. Kevin, do you think you're going to get back in, or are you just going to bail? Nick's coming down, joining us in the clouds. Pat's doing formation flying right behind me. Alright, there he is. Looking good. So we're all here. Whoa, that's very turbulent. We're all here by Kevin. We'll have to see what the sim thinks. Well, yeah, good luck. So you can see we've got the heavy cloud, and of course in cloud you got convection. Even in winter, so it creates turbulence. Plus there's the mechanical turbulence of the wind pushing over these hills and ridges and valleys and fjords and everything. So it's really going to be bumpy out here. I do like the way it's modeled. When you go into the clouds, you get those bumps. That is pretty cool. Watching my engines here, make sure they're all turning at the same rate. Some odd glimpses of the ground, and this is on the charts. This promontory here. The airport is over here, so like I said, we're going to fly up the eastern side of it, loop around, come back in for the landing. I like the reflections on the bottom of the wing there. It's pretty cool. It's amazing what they can do in Sims these days. I'll go with that view for a few minutes. So we're coming up to Lusap. It's kind of last of the regular waypoints, Sarnav waypoints. After that, we have well, we have one exception, but the rest are basically just local waypoints for the arrival. time to finish our thermos of tea. Oops. So, it's not what I meant to type. So if the weather was clear, we'd be able to see the airport. Just out over here. As it is, we're in the cloud. So tomorrow we continue our Pan Am World Tour. We're flying from Delhi to Calcutta in India. That is multiplayer and in the DC-6. Sure, the weather will be a lot nicer than it is here. Although saying that, we could be in a monsoon. And again, as we're coming in here to our destination airport, as we get bounced around. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, consider subscribing, and you can follow us over on the Discord. If you're on Twitch, consider hitting the follow. Greatly appreciated. Helps us grow. And again, when we hit 350 subs, I got a special flight plan that we'll do. Let me see. Tomorrow is approximately 3 hours. Flight time. Maybe slightly more. Depending on wind and everything like that. Alright, for some reason this is taking me straight into Gilva. It doesn't have the arrival in. So let's go to menu. Where's, I put in procedures. Procedure. Select approach. No, that's already in there. Select arrival. Huh. Interesting. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go a little bit manual here. So it doesn't want to seem to follow it properly. We'll go into heading mode. I'm going to turn you on to V-Lock. And I can turn you to 170. It had the approach in there, but for some reason, it was not giving me the rest of it. It took us into a point. It took us to Lusat, but instead of doing the rest of the arrival, it had us going straight to the end. It's not the approach that's the issue. I think it's the fact it's missing the second half of the arrival. If I go into here, it is the Baden to November, but it's not doing the final portion of it. And it's not giving me any transition points. So that's okay. We'll manually do it. Yeah, I can try that. I mean, that's the arrival. I don't want to... I mean, I could activate... If I go to select approach, that is correct. Yeah. So what's it showing now? Oh, now it's got it in. But again, I get these extra weird. Let's go back over to you. Go back over to you. Alright, now it's doing it. That's weird. Fairly close to the ground here.
Imagine what it's like to wait for a real organ. We review volume lyrics from popular songs to show how vital.
So we're heading up to Lutiv.
You have the power to change someone's life. Register as a
Oh, Kevin's back. Alright, so we're going to be starting in on the arc. So after we pass BR 620, we're going to descend to 4,000 feet for Gilva. We're going to arc out and around. See, we're starting to do the curve here. Alright, so let's get you back over to 170. In case we're doing a missed approach. Yeah, it's all looking good. 3.5 mile legs here between the points as we curve around. And we'll come in a little bit more there. running to 2.2, and 2.1, and then 2.0, and then as we wait to turn down to Gilva, like I said, we'll begin the descent to 4,000 to set ourselves up for the transition into the actual approach. We fly through the clouds now. So apparently the only major change to the weather is at 1,200 feet the wind's a steady 31 knots instead of gusting up to 45 as well. So that's what we're facing as we come in. Let's look at that broken layer at 2,000. Coming around on the top end of the turn. Everybody else is shortcutting it. I've seen this guy's name tag before, Thunder Gnome. Not sure where that number after it comes from, but I have seen Thunderdome. And it was fairly recently as well. Within the last week or two. Flying a mystery airplane. Heading up to the last point there, and then we're going to head southwards. What are you doing? 147, we're showing 132 indicated, so we've still got a bit of a tailwind, but we're going to be turning into the headwind, which is going to slow us down. We're 2 miles from our turn point. Turn the radio off now. So Gilva is, of course, our entry into the approach. Get to it, we'll be making that right turn to Bablu for the intercept on the localizer. Here's the turn. Set our altitude down to 4,000. 5,000 feet. Pull the power back to 3.0. That should maintain our speed. ILS frequency is 109.9. 109.9 on a heading of 170. It's 5,000 feet, 1,000 to go. Starting to see some terrain down there through the clouds. Should be coming in over some very low flat land. All the prominent terrain should now be pretty much off to our left, except for right as we come up to Gilva, which is our initial approach fix. We do have a little bit of terrain there. Should not be a concern, no. There we go, 4,000 feet. I'm going to bring the power up to 4. Oh! It's an all-weather Spitfire. Hello, Wayne. Saw you poke in there. I got a little bit of a cough today. You can see it wanting us to take us to BR620 again. So what I'm going to do is, it is a 240 heading. So we're going to dial around to 240. That will be for the intercept. So that is going to be set there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right to heading mode at the moment. Put you into heading mode. I'll put you over into V-lock. And then I'm going to tune you over to 170. Oh, you're already there. 170. And we'll just do this manually. It's 4.2 miles between Gilva and Bablu. That way I've got the localizer up. Communities again down here. Looks like everybody's on their way down or have landed. Yeah, this is going somewhere again. Not exactly sure. So we're going to go to 240 now. going to descend to 3,000 feet. Once again, I'll bring the power back. Oh, that does look so cold down there. It's 3,200. 3,100. It's 3,000 feet. Approach mode is on. There we go. Capturing the localizer. And we're now going to descend to 2,400. You can kind of see the airport in sight. So fuel quantity is good. Caution lights are all on. Anti-ice is on. Altimeters are set. Signs are all set. Landing lights are coming on. I'll throw on the taxi light as well. The landing checks are done. I'm going to keep the HSI up. Watch for the glide slope. It's 2,400. Hey Tanush, yeah, it's been a while. How are you doing? We're established on the localizer. Airport's ahead. We can see it. We're below the cloud layer now. Sort of. At least on our line of down to the airport. Starting to see the glide slope indicator coming in. Few bridges around here. Looking very scenic. Can't see much that way. Well, can't see much that way either. You can do the standard gear shot. Fixed gear though, no movement. A little bit of a crab angle. There we go. So we're 1 bar deflection for the glide slope, so propeller is coming forward. We're bringing the power back. Right, speed's coming down. glide slope. First notch flaps going in. And we're going to keep the speed to around between 85 and 90. Ground speed of 56 knots. Wow. So showing 90 indicated, 56 knots, that's 60, 34 knot headwind. It's impressive. Yeah, we're doing a tour of Norway. We started down in southern Denmark, and we flew up to Copenhagen, then hopped over to Sweden, then into southern Norway, and we're going to work our way all the way up to the top, doing these little airports as we go. Should be pretty interesting, and we get to see areas we don't usually go to. Ground speed's increasing as we get lower and the winds decrease in their velocity. Airport elevation's 166 feet. Copenhagen does, yeah. There's a couple airports we're going into that are large, and then some that are just small regional ones. I think as we get further north up in Norway, they're going to be smaller local regional airports. It's the outer marker. Well, let me turn the volume up on it. Given our automatically low ground speed due to the winds, we're just going to keep her at a 10-degree flaps most of the way. We'll go 20 for landing, not the 30, and that'll help us keep the speed up. We can probably go full 40 flaps and bring this thing right down, and we're touching down with it barely moving. No, they wouldn't, no. Which is why I like going to them. It's kind of neat. You know, some airports you fly into and it says you're the 30th or 40th person to fly in there today. Others you go into and it's like, you know, you're the first person to fly in here. And you're flying late at night. So it's good to see the different airports around the world. There's Thunder Gnome. 20 on the flaps. Props are fully forward, fuel's fully forward, flaps are set, landing lights are on, seatbelt signs are on. $500 to go. We're over the water right now, so it's actually we're actually about 300 to go. It's my aircraft. There's the VOR. We're just flying over it. Landing. No, this is it for today, Tanish. Just doing one leg at a time on this one. I think there's a downhill here.
10.
There we are. It's Alpha 4. Don't know why we had the reverser sound there for a second. No way we were needing the reversers. Alright, here we are. There's the Wittero building there. I think I went in on the wrong one. Yeah, I did. I'll cut across the grass. I am using the, you can see who's using the scenery we posted in the Discord. There we go. Let's get the brakes on here. Turn off the lights. Power levers are fully back. Prop leather is coming back. Generators will go off. Fuel levers are off. Get the boost pumps off. Over we go. Lighting, icing can come off. Disarm, that was rather abrupt. Disarm off, off. And down here to the windshield heat. There we go. And let's shut the airplane down. Welcome to snowy Bergen. Let's see Nick. Where? Oh, Nick, go over to the main terminal. Looks like it. Anyway, guys, thanks for flying. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope to see you again sometime. Tomorrow, DC-6, same time, 1300 Zulu, and we'll be heading off through India on the next leg on our DC-6 World Tour. And as per always, all the information is made available on the Discord. And everybody is welcome to come and join us on these flights. See you again on the next one, folks. Have a great day. Bye for now.